Do a Hawaii Tennis Player Speaks because we have a tournament coming up and we have some interesting developments about Wimbledon. I want to talk about cold recovery and the high elbow. I've caught cold, and there's a fine line to when it's a good idea to start practicing again and when it's not a good idea to start practicing. Because if you wait too long, your game drops a lot. I really think if you've been training hard, a 1 week break won't hurt you too much. A 2 week break, you're starting to push it. Okay, but a 1 week break won't hurt you too much. Good time to recover. The rule of thumb is if the cold is above your neck, you can play. If the cold is below your neck, like in your chest, you cannot play. And the reason for that is when you perspire in tennis, it's not continuous. You will sweat for a little while, and then you go on court. You'll serve, and you get really hot and sweaty, and then you'll receive, you cool down. And this speed up, cool down is very bad. Like if I go play basketball and I run around for like half an hour, I actually feel better. And then I stop, right? But because I go hard and I stop, I cool down. It's a cool down phase that is when you're vulnerable, when you're sick. So when you're cold, when you have a cold, be aware of what your symptoms are. A fever means you have an infection, and so it's probably not good to play at all. But once you have a cough or nose, it's above your head, you're okay. But if it's below in your chest, no. And abdominal things are just terrible, so we won't even discuss that. Okay. We'll talk about Wimbledon. Just because someone asked me for my opinion. And I'm looking at the seeds right now. Djokovic is 1, Roger's 2. I actually think Roger has a chance against Djokovic in the final as long as the match is a 3 sets. If it goes 4 or 5, he's going to have a hard time. He can't win if the match is too long. And that's an issue. Like if the match goes too long, Roger's just going to run out of gas. He's old. The good thing about Roger is, Wimbledon is like every other day, right? They play Friday, he'll rest Saturday, they play Sunday. The worst possible scenario is some kind of weather delay and they're making him play day after day. Because it's very difficult to play day after day at a high level, especially when you're older. Okay. Number 2 seed, 3 is Murray, then Wawrinka, which is very interesting. So it'll be interesting to see whether he could continue where he left off at the French. Then there's Kay and Thomas Berdych. Milos is dangerous because he has such a big serve. I saw him play in person, Huahin against Berdych. Very good match. Very big serve. Very difficult to beat him on a fast surface. And then Marin 6, a big hitter also. And Ferreira won't be a factor at Wimbledon. Nadal could be a factor, but the surface really facilitates the big servers. So it'll be interesting to see where the seeds fall. In tennis, I believe it's you flip a coin, 1 goes up, 2 goes down if it's heads. Then you flip a coin for 3, 4. Then you flip a coin for 5, 6. And you flip a coin for 7, 8. And so they place the seeds. And that's why sometimes you see the 1 seed will play like the 5 seed. Or the 1 seed will play like, normally it's 1, 8. But because the coin flips, it moves the seeds around. At least for USTA events. I think Wimbledon is similar. I don't think there's a strict placement where it's 1, 4, 2, 3. Sometimes you'll see 1, 3, 2, 4. Right? And so that determines who's going to do the best at the tournament. I think Roger will have a hard time with Wawrinka, Berdych, Milos. He'll also have a hard time with Nadal. Murray, it just depends what Murray shows up. I watch Murray play a lot, and it just depends on that day. Some days Murray's unbelievable. Some days Murray's like, it's hard watching him. And same thing for Berdych. I mean, he's got a big game, but it's big in and big out. So the last thing was a high elbow placement. We talked about this. Someone was talking to me about one of my videos about how Lendo had that high elbow, and I think it's okay to prep with a high elbow. But the problem is when do you drop the elbow to hit the stroke, right? If you cannot hit the ball with your elbow all the way up, and so as you go into the swing, you have to drop the elbow. I think What's good about the high elbow is it facilitates a shoulder turn. And as long as you have a good shoulder turn, you'll have a good shot. Okay. So what we talk about, when you're sick, and ironically it's rainy season here, but in America it's probably just summer. Cold above your neck, you can play. Cold below your neck, you can't play. Stomach issues, it's not even worth playing. That's crap. You know what I mean? And then Wimbledon, I want Roger, ironically, because I used to hate the guy. Nadal's seed is too low. He'll run into too many good players too early. I think as the tournament progresses, Nadal gets better. But because he had a poor showing the last warm-up, but he did win one grass event, but he lost first round next week. I think it's difficult for Nadal with his physical conditioning to play well for 2 weeks. I think his knees are bothering him. There's something physically wrong with Nadal. He's slower now when I watch him play. Djokovic playing is really high level, but keeps the ball really low, so that really facilitates a good match with Roger. It's just, can Roger sustain it for 5 sets? Murray, dark horse, depends what happens with him and how he plays. My prediction, sadly, would be depending on, I have to look at the draw. I see the seeds, but I don't see the draw. I'm hoping for Roger in the final against Djokovic, and I'm hoping Roger in 4. But the reality is, it's probably Djokovic versus Murray in the final, and I hope Murray wins, but I don't think Murray can beat Djokovic. And on the high elbow placement and the stroke, you got to really time your drop the elbow. And the most important thing is make sure you swivel. Okay, and I hope that helps you out. If you have a question, feel free to send